Hi guys, welcome. In this week's vlog we are looking at two things. One is, why buy a touring caravan? Why buy this big white box you strap to the back of your car and then head off on the open highway? And thing number two, Brexit. What impact is Brexit going to have on touring in the UK, on caravanning in the UK, and generally on the UK travel industry? I've got a cup of coffee, so let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to Caravannery. Did a little bit of research into touring caravanning, and I was planning the sort of next few vlogs for the channel, and one of the things that struck me was there was a lot on there about touring caravanning in terms of what a touring caravan is, what the specs are, the different layouts, where you can buy one, some do's and don'ts about buying it, but not really a why should you buy a touring caravan? Why even do it in the first place? So I thought this vlog would be good to explore that and look at what the ramifications of Brexit are. So welcome. Okay, so trawling around the internet, you find some weird and wonderful things that have given me some really good ideas for some future vlogs, which I'll talk about a little later. But for the here and now, I stumbled across a really good article by Old Hall Caravan Park in Lancashire. And they did a bit of research in terms of why buy a touring caravan and broke it down into a few different segments of benefits. For me, I think the main one that jumped off the page was the health benefits of buying a touring caravan, because I think you're inclined, if you've got this home from home that's parked up either outside the house or in a yard somewhere, you think, well, if I paid for that holiday home, I'm going to use it. Whether you've got a static even, you're going to want to get out there and use it. So they outlined the health benefits of having a caravan. So if you're inclined to think, okay, we've got this thing we can do, this thing we can take with us or go to, and we're going to make the most of it. So in doing that, you get out and about more. You walk more. Maybe you've got a dog, or you take the kids out on the bike, or you just go for a walk along the seafront or around the town. You get out and you get your steps up. You're more inclined to be more and more active, which is going to have health benefits. It also, according to the study by Old Hall, also has the knock-on effect then, positive knock-on effect, of reducing stress levels. You get out of the daily grind, you get out of the routine every day, and you go somewhere completely different. You're more inclined to sit outside, to walk outside, to take in the fresh air. You're not going to go somewhere that's a really built up area that's kind of really similar to your home environment. You're going to be on a field somewhere, surrounded by trees or mountains or the coastline, and it's going to give you that real boost of, okay, I'm outdoors, I'm going to be active, and the mental and physical health benefits of caravanning are there to be seen. And obviously, I'm sure that I would certainly testify to that. A 2-year caravanner now, or 2 and a bit years actually. Yeah, that it's made us get out, it's made us get up, and it's made us go and explore and walk, and we've seen and experienced some wonderful things in doing that. Okay, so reason number 2, unlock your hidden explorer. Stumbled across this fantastic article when we first bought our caravan on the BBC. I'll put a link to it in the description, and it kind of alluded to the fact that caravanning appeals to Brits so much because we've got this kind of inner explorer sort of buried within all of us, and that's why the intrepid explorer side of us sort of leans towards caravanning, because you can just hitch up and go wherever you want, whenever you want, which is obviously one of the massive benefits to buying a touring caravan. And I think for us, the first time we went away together, we went camping in a tent, and we went to Touring Farm in Pembrokeshire. Again, I'll put a link to that because it's a fabulous campsite. And we went along this coastal path, and the site itself has got fantastic views. But we went on this coastal path, and we walked for hours and hours and hours. We saw seals in the sea. It was wonderful, and we came across this secluded beach that was kind of in the middle of the walk, and we sat there and had lunch. And I said, I can't honestly think of anything better to do than this. So that's when the conversations of well, can we do it more regularly? Yes. If we bought the caravan, then we wouldn't be so weather dependent. We could just come here whenever we wanted, hitch up, and then, you know, after a long walk, we just have a shower in the shower block or in the caravan and sit down with a warm drink. And I think for us, that ability to go out and explore and to go to different places and find these wonderful parts of the United Kingdom and now for us Europe as well is just such a massive draw of being a caravanner, and something that really appeals to the hidden explorer in us, really. Reason number 3. Buying a touring caravan will help you live longer. And I'm not just talking about the mental and physical benefits of being outdoors and doing outdoorsy things. I'm also talking about the fact that you'll be making new memories. You'll be going somewhere different. And I've talked about this a lot in previous vlogs. And I really believe that the most important thing that we have is time. So why not spend that time making new memories, doing new things, going to new places, being with and meeting up with the people that you love that perhaps live a little bit further away, and using your touring caravan to keep kindling those relationships. And I just think that it's such a valuable thing, and I really value the fact that we can go away whenever we want. For example, looking at the time aspect, we've been quite time poor this year because we've done the house out, we've done a huge amount of work to the house, the garden. We've decorated the inside of the house the tail end of last year and going into this year, and I've got a scaffolding up outside to paint the front of the house. We're doing all of this so that we can get it all done in one go, and that will free up our time then to make more and more memories that we can cherish for the rest of our lives. And buying a touring caravan allows you to go away more frequently, unless you're super rich, and enjoy yourself and do new things, and we absolutely love that about the hobby. Okay, reason number 4 is Brexit. Don't mention Brexit. I am going to mention Brexit because I think it's relevant. Why buy a touring caravan? And I genuinely believe that people are going to look at the media, they're going to look at what's going on and what people are saying about travelling in the next few years when we leave the European Union, and they're going to think, well, okay, how is this going to impact on me being able to afford to have my package holiday every year? And when you boil it all down, and looking at the BBC article again, they looked at the entire industry, which was caravanning, tenting, camper vans, etc., etc. That rose by almost 10% last year, and it was already, looking at the stats we looked at earlier, a pretty big market to start with. So what impact is Brexit going to have on this market? Now, if you look at all the different media reports and speculation about what Brexit is going to mean, they're talking about the kind of air travel industry as a big issue, because the whole air industry, especially the UK firms, benefit from a cross-Europe agreement where there's certain tariffs and all the rest of it are lower for travelling, and the costs of running the airlines are that much lower because they've got an agreement, and it keeps competition fair. Now, that's not going to apply. I mean, I'm assuming they'll do some kind of deal, but there may be a short-term bump where the airfares will go up, and that's going to impact on people's budgets and their ability to travel around Europe and maybe even further afield. The other issue then are queuing times. Are you going to spend more time queuing to get on your plane because of the fact you're not an EU national? That's been mooted as an issue as well, potentially. Roaming charges, the value of the pound, all these things are sort of being heaped together as, oh, Brexit's going to have a massive impact on people travelling abroad. And it might well do. That may then have a knock-on effect of ferries saying, well, we're getting so much more demand now, we're going to put our prices up a little bit. These may all have a knock-on effect on whether people can get over to their holidays in the sun somewhere in Europe or further afield. So I think Brexit will have an impact in that. If I had a piece of land right now, I would probably say, let's try and make a caravan park out of this, because I genuinely think that the industry is going to rocket over the next few years. Okay, reason number 5, quality time. The one thing that came out of the Old Hall Caravan Park article, the one thing that seems to come out whenever you look at caravanning videos, and there's lots and lots of fantastic vlogs out there, just type in caravanning in YouTube, as I'm sure you've done to find this channel, and you will come across a range of wonderful people out there who just love what we do as caravanners and love to share it, and just really, really grateful to be a part of that. And everything that jumps out of these videos, it's all about quality time. It is all about spending really, really good time with the people that you love. sitting down with a board game. I watched Make Way with the Morleys. They went to France, and one of the things they did as a family was sit down and play a game of Cluedo, which I thought was fantastic. You know, what a great way to spend your time, all of you getting together and having a bit of fun together. And that video then was sort of spread out with being outdoors and doing things and exploring and just spending really, really good time together. And that for me is what caravanning is all about. It's about spending really good quality time together. And one of the things that really struck me, I went on a stag do earlier in the year. We went to Spain and we stayed in a nice-ish hotel. We're getting on a bit now, so we're not as roughing it as we used to be. But we stayed in a nice-ish hotel, and the Brits in particular were all sat there around the dinner table, and I've never seen this before. Maybe it's a new thing, but I haven't been on foreign holidays for a while. But all sat there around the table with either their telephones or their tablets, and they were just nobody was talking to each other, and that was really, really common. And then you contrast that with going away on a caravan holiday, and this is just my experience, by the way. There are fantastic people that go away on holidays abroad as a family, but when you look at the majority of people in that hotel, and some people I saw in bars and clubs, etc., and restaurants, and then you look at caravan parks, the interaction seems to be totally different. People that go away frequently together are used to spending quality time together. And I think that if a family goes together away on a holiday once a year for 2 weeks, they used to be in the kids used to be in their bedrooms, the father's used to be in his man cave. You know, I am generalizing here, but you get the drift of what I'm trying to say. And then you throw this dynamic together on a holidays for 2 weeks, and it can become quite strained. And so I suppose people just like to have their own space. But when you go away regularly together and you spend quality time together, you kind of almost get into the groove of doing that, and that becomes the norm. And I think the ability to spend quality time with friends, family, and loved ones is just a beautiful part of caravanning. Okay, so those are the top 5 reasons why you should be buying a touring caravan. Not quite. I didn't want this to be the kind of usual or, you know, listing things. I wanted to talk about sort of real topics that I've kind of come across. And one of the other vlogs, one of the next vlogs we're going to do, are looking at the perception of caravanners as well. That's something that I regularly have a kind of issue about, because whenever I say, oh, what are you doing on the weekend? And somebody, I'll say, oh, I'm going away caravan. Oh, you're one of those that hold up people on the roads. There's a real perception out there about caravanners, and that's kind of the reason for us doing this vlog in the first place, but I'm going to come on to that in a future vlog. As I mentioned as well, we've got some really exciting announcements coming up, some honestly life-changing stuff for us, so it's fantastic and really, really exciting. So we'll be sharing those in future vlogs, and we've got the French trips as well and the coverage of that to share with you, some wonderful, wonderful places. But what I wanted to say was I hope that this video has helped you think, if you haven't got a touring caravan, really think about some of the issues and some of the real benefits, some of the real benefits of buying a touring caravan or a static caravan, or just being able to throw a tent in the back of the car and go wherever you want. You know, a massive benefit. I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and whatever you do, guys, whatever you do, make the most of your time. Thank you very much.